Thank you, Alan Ball, for this wonderful film. All I have to say is everybody needs an Uncle Frank in their life. This is just wonderful. And your dialogue, beyond brilliant. Why was it so important to bring this story to the forefront?
I actually have a bunch of scripts that I've written over the years, and they're all to me they're all important, and I would love to bring them all to the forefront. This one, it came together, and we got the financing, and somebody said, yes, you can make this. So that's sort of
okay,
sort of what happened.
To tell this particular story, Alan, it's beyond amazing. It really is wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, this story is based on when I came out of the closet to my mother. She told me that she thought my father might have been gay too.
Yeah.
Which was a big surprise to me. I don't know if that's true. He was dead already at the time. But then later we drove past a lake, and she very nonchalantly said, "That's where Sam Lassiter drowned." And I said, "I've never heard of that person. Who is he?" And she said, "Well, he was a real good friend of your daddy's." And I think that just there was just a big what if that were true, that stayed in my head for years and percolated, and eventually I sat down and wrote the script.
Amazing. Paul, for you to be able to play a character like this, something we haven't really seen you do before, and I think you did such a phenomenal job. While you were playing this, did it make you think about your own relationship with your own dad at all?
Oh, yes. Maybe not in the way that you're thinking, but yes, it really did. My father was a gay man who was in the closet until he was 63, and then sadly went back into the closet when just before his death, which was heartbreaking, and had always been sort of crippled with I think with shame surrounding it, and that obviously has somebody living with those sorts of secrets and feelings about themselves obviously has a cost on the family that he is pretending in front of, and that so yes, it really did make me and for me it was a sort of for Alan, it's sort of putting things right in their life, in his life, and it was sort of putting things right for me also. I think I had a lot of forgiveness for my father and a lot more understanding post this film.
Yeah, I can just imagine. Alan, like I say, you're just such a brilliant writer. There's a few scenes that so stood out for me. The reading of the will was jaw-dropping. But with the scene with Frank and Margot Martindale together, where she says, "You are my precious gift from God. I will never, nothing will ever change that." Alan, you're just such a great writer. Where does this all come from?
I think a lot of it is wish fulfillment on my part. I mean, I sort of wish that had been my mom's response, and it actually wasn't, because what happened is she grabbed her head like this, like if she didn't hold on to it, it would shoot off into space. And she said, "Oh, God has dealt me some blows in this life."
Wow.
Later, she totally came around, but I don't know. I guess it's just I don't know where it comes from.
Yeah, well, you've given us some amazing stuff. There's no question about that. Paul, I just want to wrap up by, asking you, of course, working with the wonderful Sophia Lillis. This kid is just brilliant. I mean, the whole cast is so good. Your scenes with her, like I say, everybody needs an Uncle Frank, and then she, it all turns around where she ends up helping you in the end. It's just lovely. Tell me about working with her.
She is phenomenal, and the moment we sat down in rehearsal, there were, you just a real respect for her work ethic, her natural gift, her ability to leave herself alone, her ability to tell stories, without dialogue. A lot of the story is told through seeing reaction shots of her listening to our and watching our behavior, and she's just an extraordinary talent.
Yeah, well, you guys are so great together. All I have to say is, next time you're in Toronto and we're allowed to come back to Canada, I want to do a road trip with Paul Bettany. I think that would be awesome. We're going to hop in the car. We're going to get on the road and go on a road trip. So thank you guys so much for this. I so enjoyed this movie, and wonderful to have the opportunity to talk to you today. Thank you so much for your time.